Hey everyone, today we're taking a look at a twist on the popular Polish recipe, which is spelled like this, but it's pronounced gołąbki. The name translates to little doves, and this is actually a stuffed cabbage roll recipe. So what we'll be making today is gołąbki in a delicious coconut mushroom sauce, which is a tropical twist on the regular gołąbki, which uses a tomato-based sauce. I cordially invite all the lovely babcias out there to try this fusion recipe and give us a rating down below. So the first step is to prepare the cabbage leaves. We have one large head or two medium-sized heads of cabbage. We're going to core the cabbage first, cut around the core at the base in a cone shape and remove it, and then place the whole cabbage in a large pot of boiling water. We're going to boil this for 8 to 10 minutes. As the outer leaves begin to soften at around 4 to 6 minutes, we're going to begin to peel each layer off gently with the tongs. Make sure that the leaf is tender before removing from the boiling water. And then place the tender cabbage leaves over absorbent kitchen paper or a large colander. Cooking the cabbage leaves till they're quite tender is very important because you want them to be flexible as you're stuffing them and rolling them. If they're not tender enough, they tend to break apart as you try to roll them up. Now we're going to reserve this cooking liquid for later. So you see all our cabbage leaves have been removed from the water. And now we're going to trim away that thick midrib so that the leaf is thinner and more flexible. Be careful as you do so, you don't want to tear through those cooked cabbage leaves. If you try to skip this step and don't remove the midrib section, it will actually make the process of rolling the cabbage rolls more difficult as the leaves will be less flexible and it might lead to breakage. So I advise you not to skip this step. So we've repeated that step with all the cabbage leaves and they're ready. Set that aside and now we can start to prepare the ingredients for the filling. In a skillet, heat 3 tablespoons of olive oil over medium heat. Add 1 large yellow onion that has been chopped and sauté until soft. To this, add 5 large cloves of garlic that has been chopped and sauté for another minute. Now we're going to add 500 grams of minced beef and stir briskly to break up any lumps that are present in the minced meat. Liquid will be released. We're going to keep stirring and cooking till all those liquids are absorbed. Now we're going to season the beef with 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 4 teaspoons of dried marjoram, which is commonly used in Polish cooking. Stir through. Once the beef is cooked, add in the cooked rice. So I've taken 3/4 of a cup of raw long grain rice and I've cooked it. So you can use all of it or as much rice as you want in the filling. Stir till it's heated through and then allow it to cool off before adding 2 eggs as well as 2 generous tablespoons of freshly chopped parsley. We're going to stir this in thoroughly and then we're going to set this filling aside. Now we can stuff the prepared cabbage leaves and roll them up. Place about 2 spoons of filling in the center of each leaf. Begin to roll tightly from the stem end up and then fold in the sides and continue to roll tightly like a small burrito. Continue similarly with all the fillings, using up the larger leaves of the cabbage first. Place all the cabbage rolls seam side down so that they stay secure. Some people like to secure the cabbage rolls with a toothpick, but I don't find this necessary as you'll have to go through that extra process of removing the toothpicks while eating. Now we're going to prepare the baking dish and also preheat your oven to 190 degrees Celsius. Place a thin layer of extra cabbage leaves over the bottom of a large oven-proof casserole that's large enough to fit in your cabbage rolls. I needed an extra smaller dish to contain the remaining cabbage rolls. Make sure you have enough space left in the casserole to pour in the prepared sauce later. Now we can prepare the coconut cream mushroom sauce. In a shallow frying pan or saucepan, heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil along with 1 tablespoon of butter. Add in 1 1/4 cups of sliced Swiss brown mushrooms or porcini and saute until golden and soft, about 4 minutes. Now stir in a 1/4 cup of plain flour and cook for about a minute more to form the roux. If you find it's too dry to cook the flour, you can add a little bit extra olive oil. For some additional flavoring to the sauce, we're going to add 1 cube of vegetable stock. If you prefer, you can also add a beef stock cube. Mash this into the roux. Now we're going to add in 2 cups of the cabbage broth initially, and then we're going to stir this to make it smooth without any lumps, and it should begin to thicken. Once the sauce has become smooth without any lumps, add in the 3rd cup of reserved stock. Bring this to a simmer. Now stir in 200 ml of Cara coconut cream. Stir briskly till mixed through to an even consistency. And at this point, we're going to add in that remaining 4th cup of stock. Give it a stir through. And to season, we're adding a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt or to taste, and 2 generous tablespoons of freshly chopped dill leaves. Lastly, add 1 tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Give it a stir through and remove from heat. Now pour this creamy sauce over the prepared cabbage rolls. And now we're going to bake this in the preheated oven for 45 minutes till it's bubbly and slightly golden on the top. Rest the cabbage rolls for about 5 minutes and then serve while hot. Enjoy this creamy, delicious gołąbki recipe. Each bite offers a creamy and harmonious blend of textures and flavors. Here we have successfully created a tropical twist on the classic dish, incorporating a savory coconut mushroom sauce. Do try this recipe.